Did you know that we all want to give our dogs the absolute best life possible? But instead of understanding their feelings, we buy them expensive orthopedic beds, grain-free organic salmon kibble, and baskets overflowing with squeaky toys. We dress them when it gets cold, and we constantly shower them with kisses. We do all of this because we are the human. Providing comfort and showering someone with physical affection is how we say, "I love you." But here is real hard truth that might completely change how you look at your dog. In fact, many of the things we do to show affection actually confuse them, or worse, cause them mild anxiety. If you think your dog's ultimate dream is just a lifetime supply of treats and endless belly rubs, you are missing out on a much deeper connection. Your dog did something today that you likely ignored. Your dog follows you everywhere. Do you actually know what they're trying to tell you? But behind that behavior, there's something much deeper connection that most owners never stop to think about. A direct, straight biological message at you that animal behaviorists say most owners miss every single day. We often assume we understand our pets simply because we live with them. But beneath their daily habits lies a 15,000-year-old language of survival, trust, and deep neurochemistry. They're communicating something urgent, something ancient, and something so personal that it only exists between the two of you. You might be missing the most honest conversation your dog has ever tried to have with you. Welcome to our Edge channel, where today we are decoding 11 acts of love that your dog has been hoping from you for many years, starting with a behavior that almost nobody understands correctly. Especially don't miss tip number 3, because it's the most common mistake most dog owners make without even knowing it. 11th one is hard truth that might completely change how you look at your furry best friend. Let's begin. Dogs experience love differently than humans do. Their understanding of safety isn't built through expensive gifts. It's built through consistency, through presence, through choice, through knowing the person they trust most in the world sees them not as a furry human, but as the extraordinary animal they actually are. Behaviorists often describe dogs as masters of adaptation. For over 15,000 years, they've evolved alongside us. They've learned our schedules, our moods, even the rhythms of our voices. But deep beneath domestication, their nervous systems still speak an ancient language. And when you understand that language, something beautiful happens. You stop asking, how do I make my dog happy? And you start asking, what does love feel like from their side? Act number 1, notice me before your phone. Picture this. You walk through the front door. Your dog hears your footsteps before you even turn the... Those first few seconds after separation carry enormous emotional weight. Your attention tells them, you still matter. Try this tomorrow. Before anything else, put your phone down. Kneel. Say their name. Place one hand gently against their chest. Look into their eyes. 10 seconds. That's all. You may notice something surprising. Their excitement settles faster. Their breathing slows. Because love in that moment isn't efficiency. It's acknowledgement. And if coming home matters that much, wait until you hear what your dog wishes you would do with their name. Act number 2. Say my name like you mean it. How many times do you say your dog's name every day? Come here. Move. No. Stop that. Dinner. Outside. Over time, even the most
beautiful names become background noise. But dogs listen differently. Your tone matters as much as your words. Your attention matters more than volume. To them, their name isn't just identification. It's inclusion. It answers a silent question. Am I part of this moment? Or am I invisible inside it?
Try an experiment. Tomorrow morning, before the routine begins, say their name softly. Nothing else. No command, no expectation. Just their name. Watch their ears. Watch their eyes. Watch the way their body shifts towards you. Sometimes, love sounds like being called into existence by someone who genuinely sees you. But if words matter, choice matters even more. And many dogs go through life receiving very little of it. Act number 3. Let me choose sometimes. Think about your dog's average day. You decide when they wake up, when they eat, when they walk, where they go, who they meet, even when they use the bathroom. It isn't cruelty, it's responsibility. But imagine if every decision in your life belonged to someone else. Eventually, something inside you might stop asking. Dogs can experience something similar. Many owners notice their dog becoming quieter on walks, less curious, less enthusiastic. They assume maturity. Sometimes, it's resignation. Love isn't giving up structure. It's creating tiny opportunities for autonomy. Let them choose between 2 toys. Pause at the end of the street and let them pick the direction. Ask. Wait. Listen. The moment your dog realizes their opinion influences the world around them, confidence often returns. Their tail lifts. Their curiosity reignites. Because being protected feels wonderful, but being trusted feels transformative. And nowhere do dogs hope for that trust more than during their favorite part of the day. Act number 4. Let me sniff the world. We've turned walks into exercise. 10 minutes, bathroom break, back home, mission accomplished. But dogs don't experience walks the way humans do. To them, the world is written in scent. Every tree, every fire hydrant, every patch of grass contains stories. Who's been here? Who's nervous? Who's healthy? Who's pregnant? Who's afraid? When we rush them along, we accidentally interrupt their newspaper, their social network, their version of catching up with life. The next time you walk your dog, try slowing down. Let them investigate. Let them linger. You may become impatient, but watch what happens afterward. Many dogs return home calmer, more satisfied, because mental enrichment often exhausts them more deeply than physical exercise alone. Love isn't always leading. Sometimes, it's allowing yourself to be guided by a nose that understands the world differently than you do. But even dogs who feel understood need something else. Something quieter. Something many loving owners accidentally forget. Act number 5. Respect my silence. Your dog walks away. They settle beneath the table, behind the couch, in another room. And immediately, you follow. What's wrong? Come here. You okay? You do it because you care. But not every retreat means distress. Sometimes dogs need solitude, just like we do. A dog who knows they can leave without being pursued learns an important truth. Boundaries are safe. Rest is respected. Their "not right now" matters. Ironically, dogs given space often return sooner, more affectionate, more relaxed.
The next time your dog chooses quiet, pause before interrupting it. Let them have the silence. When they're ready, they'll come back. And when they do, it won't be because they had no choice. It'll be because they chose you. Which brings us to a difficult truth. Even in loving homes, relationships experience ruptures. Act number 6. Repair what you accidentally break. You've had bad days. You've raised your voice, stepped on a paw, pushed them away, lost patience, then moved on, assuming they forgot. Dogs don't hold grudges the way humans do, but they do notice tension, uncertainty, disconnection. What they seek afterward isn't punishment. It's reassurance. Get low. Soften your posture. Let them approach. Reconnect. The repair matters more than perfection ever will. Trust isn't built by never making mistakes. Trust is built by returning after them. Because eventually, every dog learns that humans aren't flawless. The question becomes, will you come back to me afterward?
If you've ever worried about whether you're good enough for your dog, this next act may bring unexpected relief. Act number 7. Love the dog you have, not the one you imagined. Maybe your dog isn't adventurous. Maybe they hate other dogs. Maybe they're anxious, reactive, stubborn, too energetic, too timid. You pictured hiking companions, dog park celebrities, the perfect family dog. Instead, you got them, the one standing in front of you. Love begins where expectations end. When we stop mourning imaginary dogs, we finally meet our real ones. Their quirks become personality. Their limitations become invitations for compassion. Your shy dog isn't broken. Your aging dog isn't disappointing. Your complicated dog isn't failing. They are simply themselves. And perhaps the greatest gift we can offer anyone we love is allowing them to exist without constantly asking them to become someone else. But love also means protection.
And speaking of fear, every dog hopes for one place in the world where they never have to earn safety. Act number 9. Protect my sanctuary. Every dog deserves a space that belongs entirely to them. A crate, a bed, a corner, a place where nobody disturbs them. No children climbing over them, no forced affection, no interruptions. Rest requires trust, and trust requires predictability. When your dog enters that space, honor it. Teach everyone in your home to honor it too. You're sending a powerful message. You don't always have to be available. You don't always have to perform. You are safe here. For some dogs, that understanding changes everything. But if you're lucky enough to share years together, another change eventually arrives. One many people struggle to accept.
Act number 10. Grow old beside me. One day, you'll realize your dog didn't race you to the door. They walked.
Then later, they stood more slowly, slept longer, needed help getting into the car. The puppy you brought home feels impossibly far away. It's tempting to grieve the dog they used to be while they're still sitting beside you. Don't. Older dogs aren't lesser versions of themselves. They're distilled versions. Softer, wiser, more patient. Their love becomes quieter, no less profound. Adjust your pace. Take shorter walks. Spread blankets across slippery floors. Celebrate appetite, comfort, sunlit naps. The gray around their muzzle isn't evidence of losing them. It's evidence of everything you've survived together. The years changed both of you. And what an extraordinary privilege that is. Before we reach the final act, there's something important to understand. If your dog suddenly withdraws from affection, stops enjoying activities they once loved, hides unexpectedly, becomes unusually irritable, or experiences significant personality changes, please don't assume they're simply aging or becoming stubborn. Dogs instinctively conceal discomfort. Sudden behavioral shifts can signal pain, illness, or cognitive decline. When in doubt, speak with your veterinarian. Because love isn't just presence, it's paying attention. And now, we arrive at the final act, the one I mentioned at the beginning. The one that may change how you remember your dog forever. Act number 11. Be the last thing they feel. If you're fortunate, this moment is still years away. But someday, your dog may enter a season that doesn't turn around. The walks become shorter, the naps become longer, meals remain unfinished. Their eyes search for you more often. And before anyone says it aloud, you'll know. There is a helplessness that accompanies loving something with a shorter lifespan than your own. You would trade places if you could, buy more time if it existed, carry the pain yourself. But love doesn't always offer solutions. Sometimes it asks for presence. Stay beside them. Sit on the floor. Place your hand gently against their side. Speak softly, not because they understand every word, but because they understand you, your scent, your breathing, the rhythm they've trusted since the beginning.
Don't rush away because it hurts. Don't let fear steal the final gift you can give. Dogs don't measure life by achievements, or possessions, or accomplishments. They measure it through connection. Were you there when I was afraid? Were you there when I was happy? Were you there when the world felt too big? Were you there at the end? If they could ask for one final act of love, perhaps it would simply be this. Don't leave. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to say the perfect thing. Just stay. Because long before they understood what home meant, you became home. If you've watched this far, you're already the kind of person who wants to understand your dog beyond commands and routines. You want to understand their heart, their fears, their strange little habits, the quiet ways they've been loving you all along. So tell us in the comments, which of these acts spoke to you the most? Did your dog steal your spot on the couch? Wait faithfully by the door? Teach you patience you never knew you had? We'd love to hear about the dog who changed your life. And if understanding the minds and hearts of dogs matters to you, consider joining this community. Because every week,
we explore the extraordinary psychology hidden inside ordinary moments with the animals who trust us most. For all the years dogs have walked beside humanity, through celebrations and heartbreak, through moves and marriages, through childhoods and goodbyes, they've never asked us to be perfect, only present. They don't care whether the house was spotless, whether you answered every email, whether you became everything you hoped you'd be. At the end of their lives, they remember simpler things. The footsteps they recognized, the voice that called their name, the hand that reached for them in the dark. Perhaps that's why losing a dog hurts the way it does. Because for a brief part of our lives, we get to experience what it feels like to be loved without condition. And maybe the most beautiful thing about dogs is this. They spend their entire lives teaching us that love was never measured by how long someone stayed, but by how fully they showed up while they were here.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share to whom they need this kind of act of love toward their dog. And most important thing is to do subscribe our channel for latest update on phycology, study of dog nature, and many more.